Meditation teaching by Khenpo Sonam Nyima Rinpoche, which is streaming live from the New Palyu Center in Vancouver. Through his compassion, Ken Rinpoche is graciously offering this teaching to us so that we may greatly benefit. Just a few announcements, please, before we start. During the teaching, please remember to keep your microphones muted and your cameras off. When Ken Rinpoche is ready to take the questions, those who have written their questions in the Zoom chat window with the word question in front will be called upon to ask their question. We recommend that you turn your camera on so Ken Rinpoche can see who is asking the question. And for any non-English speakers, the translators can translate your question and the moderator will read it out. So now let us please welcome Ken Rinpoche. Welcome, Khenpo La. Tashi Dilek.
Tashi Dilek.
So Khenpo Sonam, just a few words about Khenpo Sonam Rinpoche. He was born in Tibet and then later went to Namdroling Monastery in southern India, where he spent 25 years. There he completed his Shedra studies at the Nangyur Nyingma Institute to become a fully qualified Khenpo. Ken Rinpoche recently moved to Canada and has now established a New Palyu Center in Vancouver, from where he's giving the teaching today. This center will officially open on the day of the Sagadawa Duchen, which is on May 26th, and with a special practice of Mipam Rinpoche's Treasury of Blessing and Heart Sutra accumulation. This will mark the beginning of the center's monthly activities, which will include Guru Rinpoche Tsog on the 10th day of the lunar month, Poa practice and Amitabha Sadhana on the 15th day of the lunar month, and Yumka Tsog on the 25th day of the lunar month. There will also be weekly practices every Sunday, and which may include Tara practices or Chod practices or meditation centers. So let us now please begin with the opening prayers.
Dom den den jamba yong la chang za lo gong ge lo de den nie den da yi da na da ra sa jian ye den gen jie yin zi ji yin yi du ga le ba gong da zi be zhen ra ma le nian dong du nga ji zi Lo zo gan la bu jie da zhe yan la zhu jie yang den song zhu da jie zhu yin mo ni lo le jie jiao zhu zhu zi ma ri men se du nga nyu go jin ni jian zi la de Dene daje sajen tasen yande le do jasin doe joda jodan joni jende dale mense jambe yon rado de yon badana de yon marabadana de marabadana de marabadana de marabadana de marabadana de Omara badana 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 Umarabata na de Teden Chechen Chera Vete Dale Dimo Membarasa Kada Denje Yunlo Dobai Lode Bobe no Azadu Ponze Dan Deba Junze Dewa Dena Gombo Jayon Chini Keme Bayan Shu.就从中间当姐姐我，你到经过讲姐家到，他的聪明刚从姐姐都，他妈没把人过了都得各种各把钱别管你抢，再去下son球，大姐生家当姐姐让你小你在那当姐都早点别管你，也说从王在都说，当地下种大人民我各种做别弄大事，真的是真都啥人都给你给个追求，推荐他妈肯定就人一点手机空去。东妈妈个别得到了因素，我就说你别没东北的，这那这种也能接受，这就别这样崇拜。别满足你到了因素，像其他几个单个这边现在经过了这些，都跟什么大这边都跟你年都就是不带一些，对吧？没被军搞了，对吧？讲，你把现在别嘛现在跟你给做给，就你这边嘛搞不准备下，你说我这东给找啊去，你们这不能叫做。用钱阿给把没给来，都我们路多哎呀的话，都每年中了解决到，就是他们的 boss，让你解决那些大意上，买这个工给里边没，现在老没总是跟着讲，也别把就这个年吧，让我解决上边解决，即工人这个建议变过，现在跟就改一些咋做，你别这样子别那着吧。对没有这个就大爷像现在跟着到了姐姐这儿，没有这样做点子，上往前那跟那就，你们那边个就大爷像其他这是不去完了，那都这边我就下完了，上班就等那种，你们就叫我别家就，当家把给你吃了嘞，我们让你宝贝带去做，都现在这样子我。没办法，没有这大爷，像公给到了一把喇叭当，这几天你们我接着做，喇叭知道我不知道，我就那么那这大爷，像人家放的那那样，干的东西讲的那边个，在那没叫了算，你路多把些话解决了，看到出去当跟这点那，你叫他们去把公司打，这是准备去下面。什么的吧，当今这些是那一个大陆的那些个，我们到那边跟他当，是吧？可是他可以当，他们这个都缺着推着去，嘛就是说能快当，人比生前他这些当的，他都等起来话，那没把用到把这边送去，搞么了不起来，我不接人比，上把程序就都推些把他接的，什么那修。
Please give rise to the mind of the bodhicitta, thinking of all the motherless sentient beings equal to the space, and in order for them to liberate from the cyclic existence and lead them into the complete state of enlightenment, I am going to listen to this teaching.
강 sembrachavi chute, tata na nga zo, ta hinik korte chaviyores.
And the topic of today's teaching is the calm abiding meditation.
Ne shitang ke ta shini de yung ndo no la re, ha no la re, ane ndo no la ina ya, ane tepa koma da oma, ane tende ke ta shini gomchul ta, tende ke rimba mobu shivu tende wiyores.
Generally speaking, the calm abiding meditation is taught in various sections of the Buddhism, like in the sutra as well as in the mantra section. And within the sutra, we have this in the Theravada tradition as well as in the Mahayana traditions.
대체디 가서래 아니 가서 용기노네 신의 지시되나 아니 가서 초용게 이래 괜찮노네 랑네 따초 직 차마송하다 차우도스.
And if we talk about this calm abiding based on just one tradition, then I feel like it's incomplete to put that into practice in our daily lives.
대체디 가서 땅 아저께 신의 검초다 신의 냠내 제초게 유망보지라 아니 달로다버들이 집이 기준은 나오네 아니 초돔 전에 단디기가 저게 니레 그노라 아니 고 신의기 냠내 제바이나 간데다부지 제거를 세네 아니 초돔다부지 제네 니 단나가 저다 최디 마보여 말에 아니 최디 이게 노라 초 너다부지 dur시네 니 쉬어야 답이나 보통이스.
So what I'm trying to do within these 4 sessions, we don't have too many sessions, we only have 4 sessions. So within these 4 sessions, I'm trying to incorporate all the different teachings of this calm abiding that has been taught in these different traditions, like in the Theravada, Mahayana, and in the Mantrayana section. So, so that we have the complete understanding or complete picture of the calm abiding meditation that we can practice into our daily lives.
전에 다 신에대 아니 휴가야 내단다고 가르쳐요 그러잖아. 아니 당아서 제당게 넘바 선지백 책임이 돈 지나이나야 아니 신에대 메타메긴 자기야라 하벌도 아니 단디시 좋게 지긴 진천다 반조 아니 지시조 근로통 통해 아니 신의 개념에 대해 개체무지 차려요스.
And the importance of the calm abiding meditation is, can be underscored at that, as a Buddhist practitioner, it is of course very important to know and to practice this calm abiding in our daily lives, as well as also if we look at the present society where the outer and facilities are really advanced, and this one is even more important during this stage, during this stage of time, to know this calm abiding meditation and to practice it in our daily lives.
대체디 가서래 아니 가서 신에대 니레 그 초안노래 라에 따도 간대지 맞지. 아마 쉬어야 답이는 동동에 좀 생각하고 되는지레스.
So that's the reason why I'm trying to, tell you how to practice this calm abiding meditation in our day-to-day life.
신의 세와대 가서 검게를 맞지레스.
Calm abiding is a part of the meditation in the series of meditations.
다 검세와대 간대레스나 아니 나저게 샘때 아니 가르쳐보래 나저게 샘바데 니 게위기 초라 검지 제당지라 아니 검지라고 그랬어.
And what is meditation? Meditation is a technique where we try to familiarize our mind, try to train our mind into the blissful state.
다딜라 검텔라 제검 세와지다 요검 세와지게 아니 검들만 이거였어.
And there are usually 2 types of meditation. One is called the analytical meditation, and another one is the stabling meditation, just putting the one-pointed meditation.
너네 아니 제검 세와데 한통게 검리노라 차그랬어.
And the analytical meditation is mainly part of the special insight meditation, which is called the Vipassana meditation.
아니 다른 요검 세와데 희니 그래 봐 어디 잡은 거랬어.
And the second one, the settling of mind meditation, that is the calm abiding meditation.
다 신이 세와데 간지질을 사고 그랬으나 나쪽에 샘데 아니 남도 그 온도 로네 니 치로 그 유라 아니 고 깨지 잠지라야 아니 템보 네마토와 체니 치로 그 유라 요 대와데 신이 강라 미사 그 유텔라 아니 고 제기도 네토바텔라 아니 신이 세니 세그레스.
And generally, the definition of shine, or the calm abiding, is, to calm down all the conceptual thoughts that hinders us, to focus on a particular object, that we were not able to, even for an instant, not able to stay our mind focused at one point, to specify all those kind of hindrances, all those distractions, and channel our mind and focus it on one pointed meditation. That is what is called the shine, or the calm abiding meditation.
제시디 가서도 다 드링아 저 정도 조 쉬어야 돼. 신이 그 서와데 간지질에서 쉬어야 되다. 아니 신에서야 되게 그 내가 단 타투라 팬도라고 고바이나 신에도 냠내 제바이나 가리용으로서 근데 그 돈이다 쉬어야로 기스.
So for today's session, we will go through what is the calm abiding meditation and the benefits, both the temporary and in the long run benefits of doing this meditation.
타티노니 다 신에서와데 간지질에서 단다 휴반나이 아니 나저 그 샘데 아니 내가 끼끼끼자 믿어봐 아니 고 치로 그 유주다 테러 레서 본다야 단남도 근데 그 온돌라 아니 하장게 슈라버지 돈이 요되고요레스.
And what is calm abiding meditation? As just described, generally our mind, won't be staying focused even for an instant. It's always flickers, moves around, wavering around, just on those outer objects, whether that be sight, smells, taste, all the sensual objects, always going after those things, our mind, and never stays at one point.
근데 제디가 솔레 뺀난 가서 라즈 찬요 그 미지게 아니 그런 게 가르치기요 하고요 말했어.
Just like a person is intoxicated, that person doesn't know, what that person, he or she is doing.
대나이 진행하서 그 로테 아니 가르세고래 존다다고 또네 아니 그 심주라고 맞이네 그 치로 그 유라이 남도 그 온돌레 칸텐데지 요네 유 동야디 갑슬레 아니 남도 같이 진 초고요 방아랑아로 또 초토고요 말이스.
In the same way, when our mind is not trained to focus on one object, and our mind is always being, distracted towards all these different objects, we generally don't really realize that, how much our mind is being distracted and is being, spread around these different sensual objects.
어떻게 가서 되게 유라요 대와 딜레 도네 아니 샘미바 게위키 초 아니 고 지라가 바이나데 마냐 바이나데 당그닐라 검 데바이나데 담미바데 게위키 초 카와 간디킬라 데바이나야 고 데토바 차와텔라 조와 존다투야텔라 다 히니에스라고 그래서.
So we have to train our mind so that our mind will not be wavering around those things, may not be distracting on those outer objects. Instead, we can channel our mind and focus to any of those, wholesome activities, the meritorious activities to that. So this practice, or doing this thing, is called the shine practice, or the calm abiding meditation.
근데 그 신에테 gom nyane chesu tela anan chenche ki hine da cheme ki hine sene ni yures.
And this kind of the meditation, this calm abiding meditation, generally has two things, that of with object and without objects.
Ta chenche hine de gong di kasle sedi kasle khar sego rasena ane miten yobak tone penata chik lakuina yanda yigayina yanda chansayina yanda temena cheon ke sam pong jabayina ane chik deuta himbula soba tinila miten china yandigos kanji miten yobi tone ane ko semna torio dewa tile tsu miba kila yaya ke tapye tanya tela ane chenche hine semela whereas.
What this means is that when you do the meditation, if you have an object of meditation, that could be anything, like it could be a picture of the Buddha or a statue, or even can be a piece of a wood or a rock, whatever that may be, that help us to focus on one object, there's object there. So this, with the help of an object to meditate in one pointedness, this is called the calm abiding meditation with object.
Tate semi hine sedi kasule tende ke miten kaya roa ki mazunga chene sem ane miten maybe tone ane sem chiro yo dewa tele tsu dine ane ko zeki to ne ala bechen che atela semi hine segores.
And the second one is, to not to distract our mind to the outwardly, but to meditate and channel one pointedly, but without any kind of object. So that one is called the calm abiding meditation without objects.
Te chiri kasula ta tena boke hine de sundor dibayina tanda konto shiba na ye chiro yula yo dewa ki aso ki sananto konto shoda wa tile tsuku che ne mi pala tseji to ne ya tila ani hinesa wa kanshi la ta tinde ki mi pala tseji to ne wa tila nebi ki tapam ne na bo de kanile te go wala sana ani temba ki sen go wala.
So this meditation, not to distract our mind towards all these outer objects, but to channel and focus it on one pointedness. But to have it, one pointedness, what we need is, we need the mindfulness to focus that into a particular object, one pointedly.
Ta temba ti ke mi pa te maji pa zunde di kasula ani sende rangin ke ani yode atele ma hurdo whereas.
When you have this mindfulness that helps to focus on one pointedly, that helps to not distract our mind towards the other sensual objects.
Ta tende tela ta nga zo ke jeon ke ta hinesa de kanich sena o tenich sena digores.
So this is a general description of what is Shamatha meditation.
Ta hine tela ko gomso ni yabache ta tena bo ke hine de tandi ke tizo la ani nga zo ke ani nyane chi di kasula kanich gore sena ani jeon ke ani nonchu ta mandewe thone nga zo hine de nyane che don ji chenje chen tabu cha yawaina ya nonchu ke ko hine ke remba ke thone ani nyame che don ni samno tona digores.
Generally, when we do this meditation, practicing the meditation of the shamatha, we can think about two ways of doing it. One is in general way, without being part of the Buddhist meditation, especially the after with the object meditation of the shamatha, and other one, as part of the Buddhist meditation.
Tate noni nanchu ta madewe to ni hine gomso da che so ina tene nga zo ke zu da te ro karela mi batena ya amin didi gores.
So when we do this as a general, without being, mixed with the Buddhism, then you can focus on any objects like, the form, sound, smell, taste, any of those things, you can focus it one-pointedly.
Tichidika sola nga zoke ane cheke shin tun dabota do deo dabota ni chike kare na ya tede dabota tena ye chene dal nya na ya digore tega na ye chene trail chone trela mi batena ya digore tena ye chene nga zoke luke chorwa ane ko chaboda tomo kare na luke chorwa la sam mi batene neko dela mi batte take tona digore karele tabde na karela ane mi batte tu na dela te na digores.
So in this, you can focus on any objects, whichever is more convenient for you. For example, like a piece of wood or a piece of stone, or you can focus on sound, music or like that, or smell, or a feeling, whether you kind of whatever feeling, you can focus. So you can focus as an object or any of these outer objects as a part of the meditation, that is without incorporating or without being part of the Buddhist meditation.
Ne ta nonche ki none chewa na yi chene de ngazo ke chine komso da bachena ane so ane lakule mi batte ya dabo pena sonje ke kule mi batte ya dabo ane yona ane sun yidu ane oma hungla so da yigela ane mi batte ya dabo ane tu chance se de kasole ane chance dor genda boda ane tene laku ke chance ke ba do tene mi batte ya dabo o tene yungu yores.
And if you're doing this as part of the Buddhist meditation, then when you focus it on an object, that object usually is like any kind of Buddha's or any kind of deity's statue or a picture, or if you can do it, for the mantra like Om Ahung mantra, or as an emblem of the mind, meditation on the mind of the Buddha, like the emblem, like holding the Vajra bell, like those things you can focus on if you're doing this as part of the Buddhist meditation.
Tate chidi kasole ane sanje ke kula bachila mi batte di kasole inaya ane sonje ke ku tiku da ane yanko da ane tene kandida bachila mi batte na ya ane digores.
And if you are focusing on Buddhas, you can do it any of those Buddhas, whether it be a statue or whether it being a painted picture of a Buddha.
ane tena ye chene inaya ta tombo soso ke mi batte sa ke kute ane ji kuzu yen lebo ya batte ti la mi batte koso mi tenchia te ke chambo chagores.
But it's important, especially as a beginner, when you start the meditation, to focus on a picture of a Buddha that has been, painted, or a statue built by a very good one, by a good artist, very well built or well painted one.
Yeah, ane yangsha jebo maje wa chene chik rang thola mi den ya thwa ina ya bo res.
And that too, not to change your object of meditation frequently, but to use the same object for a while, for a longer period.
Ane tena ye sung da thu da ke tenchi so ya chikwa cha go res.
And in the same way, the other the object supports for like the speech or the mind are also the same.
Ndate chidi ka so chirang kita te so Rimbate, that's how so Rimesh Chuchudus, Kanji, Hines Adangazoke, Sam John Datiaki, and Yamek Rambaches.
And we can go through those a little bit more detail in the next sessions. But the main thing is, the meaning of the shamatha means to train our mind to focus one-pointedly on an object.
The Chidi Kasule Chidang Shine Seati Gomdi Kasule Nazola and Payanda and Tuned of the Karitogres, Tangazoke, Laga Kanda Kaina, Tilla Troa, Cheva Chebata, Tilla Neva Cheva Chebala, Tiki Pento dan Tiki Yantende Hakogia de Kichamores.
So generally, to train or to do anything, to undertake any kind of activities, it's important to know the benefits and the result of doing those things. If you know that beforehand, then your own interest in that one will much more enhanced, increased, so you have more interest in doing that, and you will happy to do those, undertake those things.
Jadi ane Shine Seati ke ane ke so Shine de sosubi jule Cheva Chiba ke so de Karishavasana Lelo de Chavimate and you Tomanola Higures.
And all the different traditions, all the different sections, it is taught that one of the main obstacles to achieve this calm abiding meditation is the laziness.
Teachidi Kasula ane Tindiki Lelo de Poma Chebala ane Lelo de Kinyambo de la Karishi or Sena, ne Depata and Dumba the Zoa Seake, Depata and Dumba Nipote, Yungueva, Depata and Dumba Zoa somebody Yungueva, but here is somebody.
And the main things that you can overcome this laziness is, as taught in the text, is where you should have the faith, and you should have the the perseverance, diligent doing that thing, and also have this yearning to this interest in that thing.
Depata, Dumbada, Zondu somebody, and a Jude of Chadiores, still a tenity chungo about Chadiores.
And these three, the faith, the interest, and the perseverance, they are like a cause and effect. One leads to the other.
What did you guys tombo? But Deva de Chua Chebala, and the Utila, and a Uti need to the Hakone, Toa de Chigores.
First, you have to have the, to have the faith. First, you need to have the interest in that one thing.
This is the Gasole, and the Tendeke Deva de Cheva Chebala, and the Uti need to the Yantende Hako Gure, take Goa Chebala, Tombo, Hini Sevati, Yantenda, Payandabo, Nekala Carriore, Tatula Carriore, Sate, Majo Hako Gratis.
So in order to have this interest in this thing, we have to know the benefits of the calm abiding in the short run as well as in the long run. What are the benefits by doing this meditation?
This is the Anne Shineki Pendo de la Neka go on the Chibiki, and then I took a chick Samatanta Kita, Tartu go on the Chibiki Samaton, Inketon, and I took a Gavente Samatan Waters.
So we can think about the benefit of this calm abiding in two ways, for the short term and in the long term.
The Neka go on the Chebaina, Narazoke Senditola, Samatona, Nazoke, and Miss Sudaviti in a Santian Canada with Inaya, there are they don't need a chance was.
And if you look for the short-term benefits, like for this lifetime, everybody, wants to have the happiness. They're all looking for have the happiness.
chedi ka so la nga so ke missing en thela me ro ka ne na ra so da missing en tela ne lu da sengi ke thone nga so ke ane ka se bore tu ja ba ji cha de res.
And we human beings and also all living beings are having these two, body and mind.
chedi ka so la ta detan cheton tela ya lu ke thone detan chetan ki da sem ke thone detan chetan ni yer was.
And also, in order to search for the peace and the happiness, there are two ways for the physical and as well as the mental ones.
Ta lu ke thone detan da deshi choton tela nga so ke lu la ane se trouble sa ane luce ne jondar ne ko tu ane ko lula nasa ledi ka so mente tene ki thone nga so ko lula deta ko thone se ya bo sa ko ya bo ka tene che ne nga so ko lu te mera ane jondar tu ne ane nga so ko chi karse ko deta ta deshi on tak che yo was.
For the physical benefit or the physical healthy and happiness, for the physical happiness, we always doing it physically through taking those good food, those nutritious and good food, and doing exercise. And whenever we're not feeling well, then taking the medicine to overcome that thing, and also putting on clothes, good clothes. So these are the different ways that we try to keep our body, healthy and in a happy form.
또 대단 들을 맞는 전에 세 간주 만중 사 안에 류라 사동라서 밖에 밖에 맞에 그 돈이 퇴쇼왔던 안에 대나긴 어디 가서 한다고 맞대네 그 간중주게 돌기 제가 와이나 나도 류도 돌안도 도네 나도 강가 먹고 테이블 왔어.
And if we don't care our body, and if you don't really eat the healthy food, or you don't really take care of your body by wearing the clothes appropriate to the weather, and also if we don't take medication when we are not feeling well, so in that way, then our body will be destroyed or ruined by these not taking care of these things.
근데 집가래스 근데 나도 그 샘텔라야 근데 나도 저게 녀몬데 자셔동 남도 텐데 그 온도 돈에 아니 가서오다 나도 그 샘텔라야래 샘텔라야 나도 그 대탄 세통텔라 아니 신에 니다보치 그 신에다보치 검체네 샘을 존더투네 샘코로 아니 가서오래 ngaron so ke sem te pha ko she che to wa sem koron kawale te na te to wa kawa kade de ki ko she che na che to wa ke sem koron ne jongdar tu na ani sem ke thone nga so le deshi te yun to res.
In the same way, we also have to take care of our inner mind, and that we can do it through this training of the Shamatha meditation. Once when we are trained on this Shamatha meditation, then we can have control over our mind, so that if we can do whatever we want to our mind, like if we want to focus on a particular object, we can focus on that object without any kind of distractions. In that way, we can achieve the inner happiness.
Kandi kasi tende ke samba tela nga so ke chik thoten rabota karse koren thoten segura da samba tela jondar tan thoten rabota ni matu achin samba kono kan chunju chi nga so ko lu te la segula so ba thoten ma jeng chin kan chunju da ya ni dunga joana yi chen sem tela ya jondar matu achin kan chunju ken thone chi le ya ba ina nga so le dunga mor da kanga cher ro ati ni rangi ke ko thonje nyonjo do cha de res.
So if we don't take care of our mental health, our inner health, not being training our mind like this calm abiding meditation, just letting it go, whatever our minds do, then our mind won't be trained, and it will only lead us to more sufferings. In the same way that, if we don't take care of our physical body, our body will be ruined, or our body will be in the unhealthy state. In the same way is our mind as well.
시당 가서 그 남주산노 동동노라 가서 노아 미티 대시 체인 세거래 이나야 대시 체고디가서 가서 그 반조다보다 네 데네다보 텐션다보 데네게 토는 가서 그 매전 체네 제 야제다보 동야게 산노데 후첨부 차대고 마도 아니 노게 생그 산노게 반반야데 야제 동야라 아니 대담증 가서 도노와지 와도 차고레스.
Generally speaking, we as a human being always look for happiness, but that happiness, we always look for outer happiness, kind of outer facilities, like, to improve our livelihood, to improve our outer facilities, and all those things outwardly. We hardly look inwardly to seek the happiness within ourselves, in the inner mind.
류기 돈에 대시해야 돼. 아니 체다 개발 작업을 가지고 그 류대 아니 같이 먹을 같이 중나야 아니 세 뒤숨다고 지다 그 그런 체다 체기를 마도 내가 저 같이 먹을 같이 여와이나 롱셔야 나오다 되게 돈에 대시 비용한테 대단지 내 자체 뭐라고 말했어.
But the physical happiness is very limited. We can only have, the food like 3 meals a day, and we can have some clothings, for this weather appropriate clothing, and we can only have so much of these things to take care of this outer. If you take care of the outer physical happiness.
그냥 아주 소소라 가야게 칼라 칸데다부지 여바이나야 공천보 칸데다부지 바이나야 그참 데마 공다고 마나니다고 마도 사투 말았어 되게 사야게다 그 대신다부지 마도 더 유명해요 말았어.
No matter how delicious food it is, no matter how expensive a food is, how much can we eat? 1 plate or 2 plates, or just our stomach full. After that, we cannot eat more than that. It's a very limited one.
나 이 뒤로 칸데다부지 양보다 트롬보 데보야 바이 공천보다 바이마이나야 꽃새끼레마도 나도 간통 말았어. 되게 감비게 대신다부터 톱투 말았어.
And the same way, clothing, how beautiful it is, how expensive it is, doesn't matter. We can only wear within this lifetime, only for one lifetime,
이나야 나서 가데이나 대소토라 마 뒤서도네 대소두야란 배서 휴체와 제되고 그랬어.
But we are spending much more time on these outer facilities than inner ones.
이나야 나서게 샘세바데 게 내당한테 된다지 말했어.
But our mind is not like this.
샘세바데 베마시게 아니 뉴바쳔보 아니 세 메바 된다지 차디어스.
Our mind has a great potential and is unlimited potential, kind of.
원에게 나로서게 샘데 나로서게 파 노종체네 아니 샘데 거셔야 보통은 샘토게 대시데 나로서게 아니 니토바나부지나 아니 데라 치게 텐첸다 류키데 대시레자 답 잔주르게 되네 체완다 마와 아니 뇽토와 되지 레스.
And if we can really train our mind and able to get the inner peace, that inner peace is much more, more than 100 times better than our physical happiness and physical things that we derive from the physical facilities.
지디가서 빼는아저게 샘테 미바체길 때토라지게 히네데 아포지 장네 샘데 미바 카헬라 때나야 고레네 제네 고 가스 히네 토픽에 체다보텔라 sem tangdo yade segorita tangna browata yana dua niembo tineji segores hine sosukujure hine cheval ndubala ndubichera bote.
So if we able to train our mind one-pointedly, this shamatha meditation, the standard of the having achieved the meditation of shamatha meditation, it said that we have total control over our mind. Like if you want to let go of our mind, it will go, and if you have to put down or stay at a particular spot of the mind, and focus on that thing, your mind able to do that. So that kind of a total control of our own mind, that is the kind of a measure to say that we have achieved this calm abiding meditation.
Tende ke ane karse kore dojon rabuji tupi ke on tonga ina ane te peshe ke tongi tone nga choke desi je choa ina desi te tame ba jire se nga chope na ko chanju ke sem rabuji gomi ke tone ni ba te ne te tola ni bi ke sosi ke desi ta inje rabuji ke tola ni bi ke desi ta tena ye te da tela so ba ke tene te ba da ane da chik tongi la so ba da chik tomboke ke jenado ajan sanade ota tinde ke thola nga so chi deba ina ne ti ke deshi tile nga so cheme ba chires katse gomba ina katse neba ina de chang ke tela deshi yoba chi chago res.
So if we have perfected this calm abiding meditation, then the happiness derived from that is unlimited. So with that kind of a perfected calm abiding meditation, and if we do that meditation on, for example, on the bodhicitta or on compassion, or if we talk about the higher ones like the emptiness, meditating on emptiness, then the limits, there is no limits, for those things. It's unlimited.
Te chi ka sula nga so ke peja no no la peja go di ka sula nga so ke sende longchen dojo ma je ba da bu cha ji ji go res ta nga so hine da tawi ke maro so ke sen ran yin ke ne sen paba nam to ke on the shooting sente la longchen nya ba da bu peja go res.
So in the text, usually the analogy for our mind, which is not trained in the calm abiding meditation, is like a crazy elephant, untrained crazy elephant.
Longchen chamba de ko top yore de edi kasole ani ko kan chung che gun de kasole me se ya ke lega che gore khomba lo ya ke lega che gore ta ko pe masi ke mo bo chi cha ju tip ju kola tan ju tende ke mo bo chi che ya ke shu da ni ba de ye de was shana sa bo ji chi go ras ma so.
And the elephant has the power. So with the crazy elephant, they can do anything. The elephant can kill humans, they can destroy the houses, they can destroy the trees and anything, because it has it is very strong. Elephant is a very strong animal.
Te na ye jene nga zo ke sende ane hine ki ngo hine kase go de jang bi ki tone ndo jong ma tu ina ne sende kan chung ju chiro ke ndayan tel yen ne nam to go de sho ne nyomo bi go de cho so ina sende la deshi me wa ta ma ne shewa ma po chi la ne nga zo chi ke dong ha ke no la dong ya ke le ga mo bi ke zo wi res.
In the same way, if our mind is not trained in the calm abiding meditation, and if our mind is being carried away under the influence of the conceptual thoughts or the afflictive emotions, then the actions, done by these under the influence of the afflictive emotion, not only just this lifetime, it can ruin many future lifetimes as well.
Kasi ani ngaco ke semte hine ke ngo la chin de jong chen ngaco ke tando yade la ron thaba ke thoni tini chi chuma ina ani ko kende ke thoni chanju ke sang wa to ni ke ba go ba ni kende ke ta lam ke nyane te tola ke ko pesho da bu ton thwa ina ne ngaco chen de chama je ne 내가 저 시원해 고네 고도 뭐야게 아니 딜리지레스.
And on the other hand, if we're able to train our mind in this calm abiding meditation and perfected the meditation of the calm abiding and use this to meditate on the bodhicitta or the emptiness, then not only just this lifetime, it will help you to many lifetimes not to go higher and higher up in the meditation.
다들 지디 가슬래 아는 아저게 신의 검비게 돈에 샘된 도종치한테 되게 다 가진다는 얘기 맞지. 좀 드니치 돈은 이거스.
So in this way, you can think about the importance and the benefits of doing this meditation on the calm abiding.
아니 라버도 당아서게 내가 공부 선노도나 단디그 뒤살은 좀블리 가와이나야 치 반조당 투제라서 받네 돈에 주보 무셔다 레가데 뉴르도네 샘게 삼노그 돈에 레가데 마로 도대학 네돈 차여레스.
And especially these days where modern scientific has been very advanced, so that we don't have to move much of our physical body and we have to think more with our minds.
라버도 나도 동체노는 소화제 되는 많지와지 근데 르그 돈이 나도게 나조라 되는 레가데 문차가래서 소 샘게 내가 저기 가리나 투지 레가 이나데 아니 손에다 다지고 가데게 리리 가리나 저 샘비게 돈이 레가데 휴체무지 차가래서.
And especially those who live in big cities, physical work is much less to do, while more through the mental work, whether that be, any kind of engineering or any kind of business undertakings, mostly done through our mind.
지리가 슬레 나도 저기 샘바테게 쇼케 야라니 존 건다 마마니 그 파톨레 리리를 돌 삼노 동아이네 레테미크 삼 샘바테인데 샘바테 테미크 삼노 모보 지키 남토 모보 지키 노나 팀데디카솔라 아니 코 라인게 아니 미데게 샘바테 투도야지 차거레스.
So in this kind of these lifetimes, in the day-to-day lives, from morning when we wake up until we go to sleep at night, our mind is always busy and being, distracted into different kinds of conceptual thoughts. So that normally, is more prone to these mental sickness or through this mental agitation.
pechayawaina ngazo tachik cheba duja chachene ani ko chorada boda teleki tone cheba marap chane semba thuda da achan chare tene mai ba chuda demba ki mi ji ba ina ya ani leri da teleki tole ning khang la sam dan chene ani tichoti tonga chagores.
So if you're addicted on bad things like, those intoxicants and those things, of course you're a bad thing then. Even if you are not being addicted towards those intoxicants and other things, but your daily life is such a hectic day that throughout your day, your mind is always busy, always thinking of something.
ane koso da domba te zo tree teacher ne o da tiring de la teacher de la tishie de la pache chegas ne hyodo sa u de ka sala o da ne tine chen da ko tree ja de re hyodo sa de re tine langwa lan ro de re khati ina ya tanda ko che yimba ke ane ne thon de la sent te thu ma la ko yomna khachon chejo ji yomna soni chejo ji yomna tiri gela chejo ji wrong la leka senda telate pesham harsa ko leka na moboji te de gores.
So since we wake up in the morning, when we brush our teeth and we wash our body, we're always focusing on something else, like what to do after this one, and what should I say to this person, or what should I do later today? And then same thing while you're eating breakfast also, you're thinking of something else. In this way, we are never really focusing on the things that you're doing at the present moment. You're always thinking about something that either has been done in the past or something that you're gonna do later today or tomorrow in the future.
This tigasule ni ko choron ani khamba khande jibuchi no dewa ina yanda seri kandira buji shimuchi sawa hodo buji sawa ina yanda tilo kandira buji koncha buji kanda ba ina ya ti tilo tike ke karne nyamba da trowa ke je 직 리레 때바 때문에 sortuya maras 교자나 부지 kandira buji shimuchi sawa ina ti troade nyotuya maras sa sadre mato te kandira buji ani khomba kandira buji de dewa ina 같이 이나야 셈바데 가정다 마음으로 지라 주대야지 되듯이 차비였습니다.
So in this way, no matter how beautiful and expensive house you live in, or how delicious food that you're taking, you're eating, or how expensive clothing that you wear, you're not really enjoying, or you're not really thinking about those things, or not really realizing, the beautiful and the goodness of your house, or the deliciousness of the food that you're taking. For example, breakfast, you're taking coffee or the tea, or the delicious breakfast you're eating. You're really not really focusing on those things. You're not really realizing those things. Your mind is always thinking about something else, either about something past or in the future.
티 나도 저 addict 나서 말해봤다. 넬럽 나고 차지세네. 그 단다기 초임바기 내던데 뇨마토야. 아니 근데 차비여서 가서 다던 드랍 내단 단디 드랍단단 초안 되노.
So this kind of modern age, we are kind of addicted that we are not being enjoying the present moment.
나버도 당아도 컨트리테 저거 토네. 아주 그 년통도 되는 몸보조도 왔고 가바테서 따체네. 네 칼라테서 나면 간주만 주 간을 루데야다보다 추노를 사다야다보다 랑관의 데도야다보다 대소데다 가시 벤천도 가서 년통도 되는 조들에데 딕 네탄데 나는 아주 여기 맞더래서 나는 딕 토라 가르쳐고치 랍도보다 추리기 말해서
And if you look at the social medias where there's a small short videos where people not really focusing on what they're eating, so they can put anything in their mouth because they're not focusing on it. Or while they're walking, not really looking where they're walking, and they're falling down in the water or falling down somewhere else. In a way, those are real things that's being depicted there. That's what we are doing in this age and time.
이제디 가서라 나로도 단단 초임비게 가서라야 대시 세계 있어야 돼. 대시 뭐마데 뇽투야 말았어.
So in this way, during this lifetime, while we are alive, we're always saying that we are looking for happiness, but we are not really realizing the happiness, what happiness is.
근데 효자지 통화이나 효자때 그 좋아한 것만 가서 뇽투야 말았어.
Like when we're having a breakfast, you are not really enjoying the taste of the breakfast.
이제디 가서라 땅 아주 희내세야 때 가르치고 어렸으나 아니 샘때 된데 그 남도 내바다 마음바다 된데를 룽 발압요야나 예진 요는 추돼야 돼. 만 뉴로 땅체네. 아니 단다 그 나로 저 단디기 내당 초와 토라마 그 린자보 용토야라. 아니 그 샘바데 jontatuyaki 차고야레스.
So what this calm abiding meditation does is it helps us not to distract our mind and go our mind being thinking about something in the past or moving or something in the future, not like that, but to focus on our object at hand at the present moment.
대지디 가슬레 아니 단디기 내동라 반 자캅이나야 가제이나 반조야보에 이렇게 자캅 ko jaka rimba tambo ni basumbat like da jaka rimba tombo panjok ni tong rimba tombo nolo la ani hik naza toni mihya tombo moanda buchaya tenik metong chagores.
And if you look at the countries, we normally talk about the countries, developed countries, developing countries, underdeveloped countries, like that, And if you look at these people talking about the statistics of the developed countries, they say there are more people being died of the heart disease.
The 가르치거스나 즉 반전 전체 뇌약이 제도 샘바데 대잠지게 고 고실제약을 했다. 그 남도 토라.
It's because in order to have this outer happiness, our mind is being used and kind of overused, kind of.
그치 니가스 몇 반전 체야 만차데 샘바데 고 남도 토네 네 고 갈레 모한차야 레스 조포레 고 텐션데 야바노 토나야.
So in this way, more the rich people they have more mental, agony there. Although physically, it seems that they are more at a happy state, more happier there.
되는 타말라 우투 제능아서 안에 멘텐데 내가 셈바마 혈 바야게 멘텐데 니레니를 사고야 되는 그녀도 차려서.
And even some people taking medication so that you can calm down their mind.
네 numba 때 조보잉에 주보단 공바단 니동 점에나야 셈발레 레가데 테스 무데 가서 셈발레 르레야 되는 뭐 통해요레스.
But if you look at those countries, underdeveloped and developing countries, they have much less burden in the mind. So you see that, they have, less stress in the countries of those people in those countries.
그때 가서 가서 단디kin 내통 니리kin 소환노라 셈바데 삼노마보 다음에 그 소수기 니리kin 초다고 노래 배시 동에 여 말했으는 아주 세 투야 여 말하라. 아니 세나 유야야 여 말하데 이나야 그 차다고 평야게 제도라. 근데 아주 그 신내라고 지 융타라 가망가 쪼쫑아 니후트니 길은 검제네 셈바흘을 봐야라. 아니 정다 또아이나 니 니리kin 소환노라야 팬도 하종 겸부지레스.
There's no way that I am saying that we should not think about all these things that about day-to-day life. We have to think these things, but to have more balance of those things, we should try to train our mind in this calm abiding meditations in our day-to-day life, at least like 5 minutes or 10, 15, 20 or half an hour, like that, so that we can have a more balanced state of mind.
나 zubote ngazo lega kanep ji lega na ya ani ji exercise no bo tsene zubote jonda ti to aina zubote la rangi ke chana bo chonsene lil detai bo was tena yi semba tela ya ngazo ke ji soso ke le le khasa kale sanu ma bo ji tone nam to ko tone khodo wa ina ya ani kama nga ju chonga nye shu tini ji la semba jonda tone le pa ya ta ke to aina ya ani sempi detai to la ha jong ke pendo ya wa chires.
Like our physical body, when we do the regular exercise of this body, so our body feels more comfortable, more healthy body. In the same way, our mind also needs those things. So in our day-to-day life, our mind is always being distracted, always being thinking about things, and these under conceptual thoughts. So if we train a little bit, even if it's a few minutes a day, if we train and try to do that thing, it'll help us to have a more healthy mind.
tichidi kasule tandi tichola ngazo hine sengide ni metamenga na chaya deni chires.
So in this way, calm abiding meditation during this time is indispensable, so to speak.
ane tena yi chene ta te ngazo ke neka ba ngazo ke desida chendik desida ane jing chodap thoni ke ye chires.
So these benefits are just a temporary benefits during this lifetime alone.
아니 타투 다 ngazo기 직 삼노 동아이나 논체 돈이 협산 삼노 동아이나 니 빼나고 칸이 야거스나 빼나 아니 나콩지노라 종로니 리모더부지 나서 그 아버지 통거였나 아니 간데 그거였으나 마음에대 사보에 바지다 룽기 요아메 바지 연나 아니 종그 리모데 세버 통도와 그 마모 세버 메와다 세버 연나야 룽기요 대와지나 종그 리모더부터 아본 통문도 봐 어떤 게 빼야 빼때나 이제네 내가 저그 샘바데 아니 그 한통게 토니 생크 처가레나에 디게 니루데 스테본 통토아지다 그 스테본 통화에 잠좀 맞체네 통화이나야 샘남도 그 요대와이나 아니 그 통도 봐 디나이 배경을 깨치거래서
And in the long run, we need to have this, the calm abiding meditation in order to see the reality of the things. And often in the text, there's an example given that, if in the dark on a wall, there are some writings on the wall in the dark there. In order to see those writings, to read those writings, what you need is, first you need a very clear light. Should be a light lamp, for example, a candle lamp there. And second thing is that lamp, the flame of the lamp should not be flickering, should not be wavering. So even if the light is there, but the flame is flickering there, then you're not able to see it clearly. In the same way, to see this in the things, the reality of things, you need to have the come up the special insight, the vipassana meditation, to have that thing. You should have to see it clearly and without kind of any flickering of these conceptual thoughts.
에치디카슬레 나조게 생그 내루 지긴바 하고네 아니 녀모 두소 동아데서 보네 산제그 공본 타투 손제지 공보데 토고아이나 니 히네다 한동이 손도 만데나 나도 톰도 바지 땡큐바레스
So in order to see the reality of those things, and to reach the ultimate goal, which is enlightenment, we need to have these together, both the calm abiding meditation and the special insight meditation. So both of these are must in order to eradicate the afflictive emotions, whether we talk about the 3 kinds of afflictive emotions or 5 kinds of afflictive emotions. We need these 2 in order to get the complete enlightenment, to reach that.
에치디카슬레 자세 좀 쇼라 카르손스나 히네라트 덴베 한동게 녀모 넘버 잡아 체진 도마 히네 짜제 된 이제 차바멜란 뭔가 둡세네 무슨 거레스
That's why Shantideva in his text Bodhicharya Avatara has said that, having understood that all the afflictive emotions can be eradicated by having the special insight meditation endowed with the calm abiding meditation, I shall first search for this calm abiding meditation. And that can be done without any kind of attachment and with a very, interest to reach that, get that thing.
이제 아니 가지고 그 종로 그 리모트 세버지 통고에나 마음에 대lun기 요 대와이나 되니 세버 통투고 말아와서
So, going back to our example, if we have to see those writings on the wall, if the wind is there and wavering our lamp, with a flickering lamp, we will not be able to see it clearly.
되나 이제니 샘 남도공 좀 전에 요 대와이나 아니 그 저기 냐네 돈이라서 받아 내루 간다고 지레 직미바 대와이나야 아니 그 야보지는 두고 말했어
In the same way, if our mind is being wavered, due to these afflictive emotions or due to these conceptual thoughts, then whatever we are focusing on, like if we are focusing on emptiness or any other things, we will not be able to focus it very one-pointedly.
되나 이제니 아니 신에단 뎀비기 아니 한통 기체가 왔대 네 내가 들투되어스
That's why it's important to have this special insight meditation on top of the calm abiding meditation.
대치대 가서래 가서게 아니 고 신에다 뎀비기 토니 아니 돈이 가서 봐 고미가 한통데 제거와 어떤 데 지차거레스 때마도 아니 신에 매비 토니 한통데 제나야 아니 하고 맘에 세 보여나 누구요 대하나 이제니 여기 내리 기계도 통하라 가보자고 그랬어.
So that's why we have to have this calm abiding first and then have the special insight. So if we don't have this calm abiding meditation first, then even if the lamp is a very clear lamp there, but it is like the flickering due to this wind, so in the same way, we need to have this calm abiding meditation first so that we can have a very, very stable kind of mind.
때문에 나이 전에 안에 가르송에서나 다다만도 잔조인 땡지에는 뭔조인세 당 아주 그 지초냐면다 보지 제와이나 라셰바이나야 하데바데나야 이 초기냐면다 보 가르려 보지 제와이나야 아니 저당기 다다마다 그 돈이야 아니 팬도 제주용이야라 라버도 아니 신에다 뎀비기 돈을 라셰바다 신에 매비 돈을 라셰바 신에 디어비 돈이 하다와다 신에 매비 돈이 하다와 그solle더니 고 뭔줄게 있다 제바야 와다나 돈줄다 튼줄다 이렇게 제바야 와 이렇게 해요레스
So generally, we have this saying that, by reciting clearly or not clearly makes it 100 times difference. And with the one-pointed concentration, absorption makes you 100,000 or more than that difference. What it means is, if you're reciting, for example, a mantra or something, if you recite it clearly without any kind of mistake there in the recitation, it makes a difference like 100 times difference. In the same way, if you meditate or if you recite a mantra with a calm abiding meditation, perfected with this calm abiding meditation, then the difference will make it hundreds and thousands of times.
때나 이전에 네 맞아 글쎄 그래 지 초가다 보때 마이나야 아니 대가라레스 때나 이 아니 맞아 손제게 노티니 뭐 놓나야 나 주티도 뭐 놓나야 저런 그 하티 아니 찾자때 마이나 지금 데버데 진도를 찾던 딘다 마이나 데버데 동을 산다 때니 뭐 여레스 때나 이 초가도 좀 놓나야 저런 그 초가도 때 마이나 노드다 고 가서는 도모금으로 내린 조고를 초금으로 내린 조고에서는 그냥 아주 근데 힘 못 지어서 이나야 단디디절 때는 루비야 돼 뉴뉴 차우여서 통화 시간 통화에 말했어.
So if you do kind of any kind of sadhanas, you generally see that the benefits of sadhana, if you do this kind of sadhana, then you will receive, such and such a common siddhis, the attainments or the uncommon attainments. And if you read the sutras and tantras, you have those, in those texts, the benefits of reciting certain mantras, if you recite it 7 times or 100 times, the benefit will be such and such things. Buddha, we have to meditate, on the focus on the body and the face and the emblems that he's holding. Do that, able to visualize those things, it only stays for 1 second or 2.
지디 가서래 나저게 그 초가 논에 희가 만나 이렇게 하관투고야 말에 초가 논에 희가 만나 하다 투고야 말에 이 메디가도 가서래 안에 나저 근데부터 덴룹투고야 말했어.
That's why we're not able to do as per the sadhana text where it says that you have to do meditation and then have to do this and this type way of meditation or reciting these mantras. We are not doing it as per the text in the sadhana. That's why we are not getting the benefits as mentioned there.
지디 가서래 나저게 초가 돼서 딱바리 힘단데 받대 되나야 안에 그 인조하라 본다면 내가 내가 틀려 투디어스.
That's why even if we are reciting those sadhanas every day, daily doing those recitation, but still we are kind of not changing much within ourselves. It's because we are lacking that calm abiding meditation.
Tando yadela ron taba jizo mato panchani ana ngazo ge chola nyane che se ne kachame kachi chikke zuzu de de wa ina ya ko yang taba junya kabures.
That's why as long as we are not trained our own mind, we don't have control over our mind. So no matter how much meditation or recitations that we do, we can hardly reap the benefit as mentioned in those texts.
Techi gaso ngazo chosa de kanderes na sem jurche tonga kires.
So what really dharma means, it means, to modify our mind.
Sem jurche tonga la tombo sem koron ani legate tongi zo kres ngazo ke.
So in order to modify, change this mind, first we have to train our mind so that we can have control over this mind.
Sem de la legate tongi zo mato panchani ni ngazo 가제치 zubo zuzu de madeke nenga de ke chayo mares no chok to mike de.
So according to the Buddhism, if our minds are not trained and our minds are not controlled, no matter how straight your body is, how straight you sit your body and doing the meditation, it's not really the main thing,
Zubo de jonda do tis tomba ina ya. Zubo de make up race ngazo lo mona lo sabje yipyo ngacho tene don la tene ja non chi la ngazo zubo de unin do ares zubo de jonda kache tu ye na ya zubo de jabu jabu ares.
Physically, if we train our mind, our physical body, no matter how well trained our physical body is, the lifetime, the shelf life, so to speak, is, only like 50, 70, or up to 100 years. After that, we have to leave this body.
Ina ya ngazo sembati nune jonda tu ne ngaro zo kile ka ko tuni ji zo to ba ina. Nete ko ngazo samaje ko batel sembati ko tatu ya ming ko chendo ya da pondo ya la ba ma ji indi ka so le. Ne ngazo number sanji ba le jumre ga to chenga chi kele ngi ji na ta ko sembe do jon tomato de la tu de res ne ngone.
But on the other hand, if we're able to train our mind, then we can use this mind and trained mind up until we attain the complete enlightenment. So as a Buddhist practitioner, if you consider yourself as a Buddhist practitioner and who believes in the law of karma and who believes in the past and future lifetime, then to train our mind is the utmost important thing to do.
On de ji de ka so ngazo kadi na ya. 아니 신의 생이 되는데 가진 단계인 바지 내가 그 돈을 써놓 돈아야 타도 그 돈 써놓 돈아야 어때 그 돈에 맞아 써놓 게 돈아 아니 신의 되 메타맹이지다 개체모인 바지 근데 저토를 쓰는 것도.
So in this way, if you think about the importance of this calm abiding meditation in terms of this lifetime as well as in the long run to achieve the complete enlightenment, you will understand, how important and how indispensable this calm abiding meditation is.
지디가 정말 라마 고마트 좋게 자기에다 써놓 돈아야 다 안종 자신 준비도 이제 하는 법배마시기 추히디가서라 자치우테 조야 처라노라 추니네 군데야 근데 그라마 안에 자체모들이 지구여레스.
And if you look about some of the past masters like Anzom Gyaltse, Yume Gyaltse, he's considered a very great Lama. Even when he teaches the teaching, even the birds and animals come to listen to his teaching.
근데 시당 아주 니마게 추 지단 답변이 노는 열을 하던도 니마게 노네 아니 추 가서 그래 냠내 제동들라 아니 그 동봉 헌도네 제네 봉아서 되네 신이 존데 신이라서 되네 야 한동 제제다 들어가서네 미알메데 도야게 미주냐네 제동지에 되거레스.
And that's what this is very important, karma abiding within the Tibetan tradition, and especially so in the Nyima tradition. The way that Nyima practitioners, they generally do is, they started from the preliminary practices, the ngonjo, and you have accumulated those ngonjo, the sets of 100,000, whether that be 4 sets or 5 sets of 100,000. And then after that, you do the shine, the calm abiding meditation, and then you do the special insight meditation. In the Dzogchen tradition, we do the chekche, the cutting through, and the toggle, the hopping over meditation.
Teaching the Konda Boyna, and the Hine on the Pemasike, Lomobola, and the Hine Yane the Chekin, Tenor Jayake, Romatezola, the Lake Konik Chaso, the about the Jejuris.
So the great master Anzom Jumejaso, he has this way of teaching his student that, he put his student to practice this calm abiding meditation for a long period of time.
Tategarsana Konke, Romat to Julius, Hinek native, the Kanich, Sendo Jonchen, Hinete, Tata Leto, Leguminus. The Loma to Zoginyan, the court and General Command, the co Domacho Chene, the Urumbochi, like Hinenon, Modhuares.
It's because he often checks with his students, how good the students' meditation on the calm abiding is, and as the students may not able to, apply it this meditation all the time, or may not have the time, so in that way, it takes for the student for a long time to perfect this calm abiding meditation. So that's why most of the students more time spending into this calm abiding meditation.
Okay, Konye de Karichagorsana, Shine de Seda Demba, Takaki, Sem Tangdo Yadela Rawan Tabaki Juna, Date Tone, Nangazok Semba de Sem Mo de Karimba de Tenchene, Ane ya Jik Sanji Componi ya Joriake, Ane Lanton Kemba Minete, Late Habu Chanwars.
It's because, once you have perfected this calm abiding meditation, fully trained your mind, so then you're able to see the reality of your mind, and it's able to conjoin that with the insight, special insight meditation.
Techidikas Tana Kondi Hibanani, Shine said the Demagiana, Slagonaya, Reha Denayana, Chogan the Kanhiabanayi, Kotaki Yuntuya, but that ended up between Weares.
As mentioned earlier, if you have trained and perfected this calm abiding meditation, then whether you be meditating on a deity or reciting their mantras, you will be able to do it, at the right way of doing that thing,
What that ended up watching Shuma Koni Sine Pedro Chedicasula, Andon Duba, the Koi La, and then Mark Lomatis on Mamboji, and a Samtik Tama Chinchine, and the Tonda at the Mamboji Johnson. Mamba Che, Saronga Chechi Dicasula, Nishinen on the Tatan Unimayan and Kronzoke, teacher down, General the Kase Jojo Chen, and Sangotea, the Chegan Yabundus, and the Lake, the Shakamba Jani, Kalona, the Mondes. Konik Gonye the Carrison, he needed to set them by the Chuna, Lanton, Sanguinilu Diate, Lilhawi in by Tony, Chason of the Noyake, Nilogitin Yores.
So that's why, when the Anzom Yese, when he's passing away, he told his another master that, it may be better if you are able to introduce the nature of the mind to the students, and may not leave the student too much time into the calm abiding meditation, because his students, were in this calm abiding meditation for a long period of time, and they may not get much time to meditate on the nature of the mind as such.
Then I mentioned in a Lama and Javier Boche Lavinaya, and the Hinen on a Eurombo Yaya Lake, and Koniki Chason of the Chadiaris.
And in the same way, my own root Lama, His Holiness Beno Rinpoche, also has this tradition to have the student meditate on this calm abiding meditation for a long period of time.
Then dangi konde hibalani inanga te hinete apoji na tele sengo te tabjaba sengo te ya tabjaba sengo tribiki to ni tik nyane ke ya boda bodi che ala ya ni le la boji chado ba des.
The reason is that once you have this stable mind, perfected this calm abiding meditation, is much easier to introduce to the nature of the mind and to meditate and this nature of mind with this calm abiding meditation is much more swifter to increase and to go on in this ladder of the meditation.
Ya la tende ke ta hine ke ngo da bode kare yimba ta hine ke pendo da bode kare yimba ta tende ke thone bhajeta ko ngo chaya ke rayos.
So far went through the Shamatha meditation. What is the Shamatha meditation and the benefits of the Shamatha meditation, both temporary and for the long run.
Tadne ngazo ke hine saya di gomba chibala ke sanayanda parche sanayanda so karere sen hebaina ani yunte to nola parche da bo ke da bo na ya ba is.
And the main obstacles or the hindrances that cause you from achieving this Shamatha meditation, in the text, it mainly says that there are 5 obstacles or 5 flaws.
Te parche ngam ke nga de karere sana ta tombo hine la ya nyuya la ke hine ngogi kapsula ke hine de kone compare to loya la ke sonk tone ani he yung des.
And these are divided into 3 groups. Like, first thing is, the obstacle that hinders you from entering into the Shamatha meditation. And the second one is, to actual meditation, that hinders you from actual meditation. And the third one is, to improving on this meditation,
Tenoni tambo hine la ya nyuya chebala ke de ne tan kon hibana yi lelo teres.
And the first obstacles that hinders you from entering into this calm abiding meditation is, as mentioned earlier, is the laziness.
Techi de kasu tende ke lelo te yo so ina hine le tambo ko ya nyutu ya maras ngaso.
If you have this laziness, then you won't even enter into this meditation.
Techi de lelo te panche ne ani hine la ya nyutu a chebala ne tanda kon hibana yi chene hine ke pendo te to ne ka ke pendo tatu ke pendo te to la penya da yan ten te to la sama tama ina ani kole tangwa ta ani yung res tangwa ki cheba ina ne tangwa ki juni deba ti yung res deba te yo sona ani teik thone ndemba te che yung res ndemba te yo chaswa ina tene rangin ki ngaso tila mbejang che ya te yung di ni lelo te pa ya ni yung res.
So the main antidote to overcome this laziness is, to know these benefits of having this calm abiding meditation and the qualities of having this calm abiding meditations. So that thing, first you need to have the pure faith in this one, kind of when you know this benefits of the thing, then you have this longing to get these things, and then have this faith in these things, and then have the yearning to that thing, to interest to get that thing. So when you have these things, then you will be able to enter or into this calm abiding meditation.
Tijedi kasola ani tobo ya nyuya la go hine la ya nyuya la go lelo te ponga cheba la ni ngaso ke ke ngapo te paponga cheba la nyembo ani ndoje je sengeji ke ngate la ni nyembo je hebe no ne ta tombo lelo te paponga cheba la tende ki teba tan demba ta zowa ta xinjiang sen ne ta tombo koyan tan da penya te zo la 법용 집에 돈에 하고 돈에 대바대제 대바게 돈 넘바제 넘바게 돈 전리제 전리대 제와이나 랑이게는 리신종다 이 신종 토빅 돈을 그 신종 토빅 돈이 아니 그 신내를 같이 냠내 제바이나야 강한 놈의 창조야 제디 가서는 네 되게 도제 제노니 도제 담보 예 냠보 예데 레로 좀질라 되게 예 용거 봐 거름가보다 용거 같아 이게 그랬어.
So in order to get rid of these flaws, 5 flaws, or the 5 obstacles of perfecting this calm abiding meditation, it is said that you should apply the 8 remedies. When talking 8 remedies, they're talking about the first thing, faith, yearning, and then the zunju, that's exertion or the diligent, and then you get the pliancy or proficiency. You can have the both physical and mental proficiency, or the pliancy. So these are the 4 of the 8 remedies that we're talking about.
대체디 가서 따당이 공도 쉬어다가 나이지네. 아니 대바단대바도 전리의 신종도 조용한 제발라 담보 말도 그 기내기한테는 편한데 희가 준다는 때네 아니 드링 아저게디 간토도를 붙이지니 기내기 내가 다두게 편한다고 휴가 준전들이게레스.
So, as I mentioned earlier, in order to, have this faith and earning, to enter into this meditation, into this calm abiding meditation, is very important. First, the benefits of the calm abiding meditation. That's why we talked about that earlier.
네, 다시네게 의의 그 값을 가르쳐 가르잖아. 아니 바제트 가르르잖아. 담마게 받으래서.
And the actual meditation, the main obstacle is, forgetting the instructions.
다때 가르세고 그러잖아. 딱 아주 그 희내 검디 가서래. 나 희내 검위세네. 다가지 그 랭귀지가 수수 지대네. 내가 봤던지 그 희내라 자고요 말이지.
Just thinking that I am going to meditate on this calm abiding meditation and sitting on a cushion doesn't make you meditating on this calm abiding.
그 희내 생인데 검디가 그래. 동봉고 간에 주고 그래. 뭐지 그 가서래 삼마 간에 땅고 그래. 미바 간에 찌띠고 그래. 아니 데디 가서래 그 잠이 안 나거든. 가래래 잠고 그래. 아니 다 두디 가서 간지 되고 그래서는 그 탐지 맹아지 이어되고 그래서 어따 하고 그러마도 니 용고요 말해서
There is an instruction how to do this calm abiding meditation, like how to start this meditation, how to actual meditation itself, how to do this one, what kind of focus, one-pointed focus you have to do, what kind of things that you have to avoid, and the conclusion part, how to do that in the end of this meditation. There is a whole set of instructions and you have to follow those things.
이제 가서래 안에 당화 제세데 가서 텔레기 내서 대 뭐마 휴나야 희비원도 보나야 대 템바제니 고마 해바이나 뭐야매 바이 뭐지 그 가서래 그 팬도 뭐와 인자 아니 당화 제바데 아니 기내 뭐지 거니까 개차고 그래서
That's why, forgetting the instructions, or if you don't know for instructions, same thing as forgetting instruction, So if that's the main part of meditation, you have to know what to do in that main portion of that actual meditation itself. So that's why this forgetting the instruction is the main obstacles in the actual meditation, in the calm abiding.
나 되게 당화 제바 되게 냠보들 가르래서 잼바들이서
And the antidote for this forgetting instruction is the 5th of the 8 remedies, which is the mindfulness.
잼바데 가르치고 그러잖아. 아니 신에데 검디 가서 검당 간에 건 거고요. 봐 신에서야데 간에 지인 봐. 아니 되기다 고 두초네 간이지 삼던 거야 봐 가초네 간이지 삼던 되기 매봐 근데 제야데 가래임바 제 말로야데 가래임바 신의 그런 그 내단로부터 차상지 근데 동보 법정 제네 하고 토네 근데 고 마지바 트렌트 바지 근데 지인고 그래서 신의데 고 고미께 냠네 집이 가고 뭐지 가
So in this mindfulness, first you have to study or receive these instructions, how to do this meditation, and the actual meditation, what to think about, and what not to think about, All these things you have to first get the instructions, and then during the actual meditation, with the mindfulness, you should not forget these things. You should always remember or keep in mind of these instructions.
디지털 가서 동보 샘데 아니 마 미발 간데 때고야 봐 미발 간데도 버치레 때고야 봐 미발 때디 가서 간데 때고야 봐 되네요 그 요래 연도디 가서 저 간데서 또고야 봐 또 정말게 고 검단 거 맞디 너무 하고 와도네 마지바 고 텐트 받기 거였어.
So in this section, you have to first get the instructions on how to focus on an object. First is what kind of objects to focus on, then how to focus on that object. All these things you have to get instruction first, and then with the mindfulness, we should not forget those things.
되나 이게 전에 아니 신이 그거 좀 가서라 아니 진화다 거반이 보대 개조 차거랬어.
And one of the main obstacles of the actual meditation of this calm abiding is the dullness and agitation.
또 진화세한테 가르쳐 거스나 샘 살보 매바마 니다 진화다 거바스데 진화세한테 니다 찬다오다고 마 톰로야 되게 촌네 니 진화세가 그랬어. 근데 그 톤이야 샘미바라 때마토바 바지용어요. 거바세디 가서야 샘다 하종게야 젠테 체타네 아니 고용 남도 그 요리 효도야 되라 거바세거래. 근데 니 마이바 아니 고 찬용비케 톤이 진거니다 다위게 아니 샘미발라 제기도 되도바 근데 진거 그랬어.
So this mental dullness and agitation, dullness is, your mind is too much closed in, like falling asleep, That's kind of mental dullness. Agitation is you're too much distracted, and your mind is, totally going around everywhere. So these two kind of things, you have to avoid these kind of two things, and then have to have at a balanced state.
나도 제디 가서래 되게 지화다 거바 이용도 남도 아니 되게 년보다도 가르쳐 땡거 거스나 셰긴데 땡거 거스 셰긴 되게 데이터 뒤솔라 아니 저런 세미바데 라 제기도 내내 신의 검도 가서라 아니 셰긴 되게 잘하체네 아니 고 지화 이용도 왜 거바 이용도 왜 진거니 된다 세미바라 제기도 따다 때데도 왜 어때 데이터 뒤솔 따체체는 따고 거스.
And the remedy for this dullness and agitation is the introspection, always vigilant, kind of. Also, some people would translate as a vigilant. So have to always, focusing and checking, and then on this mind, whether there be any kind of a dullness coming into our meditation, or the agitation coming into meditation, or what else is they doing in this mind of introspection, or the vigilance is looking into our mind. That's always there, like spying on our meditation, our mind of meditation. That kind of thing.
제리 가서 나저 그 진행 검비 가서 참래라 마 시스템을 미발라 제기 때데요 되나야 이나야 고 가서 그래 아니 진화던 대제네 미바 사보 매바 아니 만 톰도야 되게 토라 네대야나 버티니 용고야레스 근데 용데 가서는 진행게 지 가서 그래 시기게 자라 제제네 근데 용데 가서야 진화들이야 상고 그랬어 야 고 시내검 데디디 가서래 선남도 그 요체 그 주보데 그 랭고가 추추치 데네 시내검데야 되나야 선데 미발라 제기도 때문에 바칠로를 연도 같은 이유로 근데 돌아 요 선데 조구네 되고 그랬어.
Sometimes you are sitting on the cushion and meditating there, and you think that you are one point in meditation, but your focus is not very clear. It's that at that time, this mental dullness is, you know, entering into your meditation. Mental dullness is coming there, and with the help of this introspection, you have to right away, identify this is not really focusing there. But this dullness is entering into it, and then you have to avoid this dullness and then put back the mind into the focus. In the same way, you're sitting there meditating, but then your mind is, distracted and going all around the world. At that point also, the mind of this introspection should right away catch that thing and then put back into the focus there.
다때 당화 제바다 네 징거 중한테 신에게 뭐기 그 바게레스.
So among the 5 flaws, the second, which is forgetting the instructions, and the third one, dullness and agitation, these two are considered as one here. So dullness, agitation, these second and third one is the obstacles of the actual meditation of the calm abiding.
되게 볼라 아니 당화 미지비게 템바다 간데 공부야 바게 대시에 자동 갖고 와다 아니 시인게 증거 요는 누구다 문제 아니 세보다와 어떤데 그 돈에 냐보텐서티 자디어스.
And the antidote for these two is, among the 8 remedies, that's the 5th and the 6th remedy, that is the mindfulness and introspection. So for the mindfulness, first you have to, receive the teachings, instructions, and with the help of this mindfulness, not to forget those things and apply those instructions. And introspection is always, spying on this mind, checking on this mind constantly and checking whether any kind of a dullness and agitation is occurring or not.
아니 개 숨바 이바텔라 개 이바텔라 아니 냠본도 메제 바탄세디 가서래 아니 고 당기 건디시바 나이지 제네 시네그 뭐이 종데비 가서라 아니 지와다 거바 인디 가서라 아니 딜레야 지와예레야 사야다 거바레 추셈 꾸야라 체도라 아니 템바다 시기 냠보테 고 누체네 메제바 데 누체바케 메찬 마제바 다랑글 한도야테 아니 게 이바디 차거레스 디냠보텔라 셈바세고디 가서라 아니 딜레게 지와다 거바테 용디 가서라 니 템바 돈이 시긴 하고 돈이 템바 땡체니 무슨 미발라 고다다 야와테 차거레스.
So the next flaws among the 5, now 4th flaws is the failure to apply the antidotes. So when those dullness and agitations are coming into, seeping into your meditation, and when your introspection, the mindfulness introspection has to catch those things, and then you have to apply the antidote there. So the antidote for this 4th failure to apply the antidote is, you have to have attention of that thing. You have to know that, and being very attentive to that thing. So this is the 7th among the 8 remedies, I think. Yeah.
Then 타마텔라 아니 너 제바다 세고디 가서 다요 지와다 거바데 신의 샘미발의 제지도 아니 신의 경우의 장내고 따다 예디비 가서라야 아니 다둥용샤 아니 고 배찬지네 고 제체타송이나야 아니 요 샘나도 용도셔나야게 아니 정해되고 레스티치디 가서네 아니 두제 다냠스네 아니 하종게 배제 슈체 마다바 추마다바 아니 고치 람바치 그토로 야야데 아니 고 게 나바티 세야게 아니 타나미아 시티 차거레스.
So now the 5th, the last flaws among the 5 flaws is the applying these antidotes, even though one is not in the mental dullness and agitation, once you are in the actual meditation, in the right state of meditation, but sometimes you think that you're not there and you're still applying those things, the antidotes, So, and then at that point, it will, your mind will go again towards the distraction. So at that point, you should not apply those, those antidotes. So the remedy for that thing is the eighth remedy, which is the equanimity. You should have a kind of a balanced state there at that time.
오다 되게 토네 아니 예방나데 파빵리 토네 이는 뭐 제데 때네 니 신의 그 뭐지데 아니 좋아지 그 라부레스.
So in this way, the actual meditation, of this calm abiding meditation, we have to identify these 5 flaws and then have to apply these 8 remedies when these flaws come into our meditation.
야, 다들이 딱 가지고 쭉 가르쳐야 그랬으나 신의 생에대 가르치레스. 아니 신의대 이게 평양당 내가 그 평양당 다도 그 평양대 가르치레스. 신의대 것을 흘러군데 가서래 예바라고데 짱라고데 가르쳐야레스. 대도 짱한테 좀 용리 가서 냠보데 가르쳐야 그래서 들이 가지고 해야 돼. 들이치야레스.
So today in this session so far, what we went through is, what is this Shamatha meditation? What are the benefits of doing this Shamatha meditation? And when we actually engage into this Shamatha meditation, what are the flaws, the 5 flaws are, and how to apply those remedies, which are the 8 remedies. So far we went up to these things.
사정라 저렇게 안에 그 니바 그 년토메나야. 아니 단다 도도데 아니 신의 생에대 간레지레스는 라바이나 아니 신의 생에대 아니 샘 치로라 아니 남도 유언에 다그 내한다 아니 녀모고도 쇼딩이 게선 남도 고도 로딩인데 내 신의 아니 게위기 미바 간레지 토라야 때나야 땅난로와다 야나 대바기 아니 고 네토바 어때니지라 아니 힘내세네라고 해야레스.
So in short, go through once more. What is Shamatha meditation? Is, our mind, not to distract our mind towards these external objects, whether that be the sensual objects or any kind of afflictive emotions, those negative emotions, not to distract it into those things, and to calm down from those things, to pacify those things, and to one-pointedly focus our mind on any of those wholesome deeds, with the total control of our mind. That total control means, you can do whatever you want it, whether you want the mind focus on go away towards that object far away, or you can just stay put in one place. That kind of proficiency or the kind of perfection you get into mind. So that is the kind of what you mean by the calm abiding meditation.
딜레 파이와나 버지 제와이나 생체 게 제네세네 네 미바 아 대사규 아니 고 여댕이지다 미바 대사규 메비키토네 고 조나도야 니요레스.
And then we went through the types of meditation of this calm abiding. First is with the objects, and second is without any kind of objects.
아, 다들 너도 같이. 아니 니바들라 신에게 펜텐들라 가려요랬잖아. 내가 쳔들라 나조게 아니 대시단데와 샘 신에 아니 고 대시진와지다. 다도 손제지 공부 토야라야. 아니 실라 손도더 거바이 토니 아니 나조게 녀몬도 봉거와 인자 녀몬들라 도는 제거와 인자 아니 신에데 메타메바 임바. 어떤지 참 방고레스.
And then we talked about the benefits of doing the Shamatha meditation. And benefit is of 2 types we talked about. The short-term benefit for this lifetime in order to achieve the happiness within this lifetime also, this calm abiding meditation very important. And in the long run, in order to completely attain the complete enlightenment state, we need to get rid of, eradicate these afflictive emotions. In order to do that, we need to have this calm abiding meditation and the special insight meditation. So those are indispensable in order to reach this complete enlightenment.
단다기 뒤절랑 알아서 내가 공원 돈 선도 돈아 자 포바 고양 투아이네 되게 좋아대 뇽토야 냐게 고 되게 고 대식게 가서 그렇지 단당 아저게 남 샘남도 공원 돈 로치네 가서 그렇다 단디기 뒤져서 그 말을 해 단다게 더 프레젠트 단다게 뒤져들랑 아저게 샘도 짠이 유무토야 나보지 고 대더 카차 대한다고 차대요 그랬을 때는 지리가 되네 많이 봐고 가래이나 양아도 그주다 테러레자 가래야 뭐 롱셔바이나야 고 디기 대시되는데 초르야 아니 때나이 지금 소소기 센테마 흘러 밥체네 아니 고 리셈니가들라 아니 고 대탕이야 고 데리게다 내가 그 배양다 다둘라 아니 kontiyawana ni chini hila sonde kitoni nyamona dawna chene sa nyamu bombi tone sonje kombo tawala ani hinede ta komba ni mena ndo mulawana ni komba yaki na chade ya bayinsa ne ko sonje kombo tadula ya hinede meta me bayin baki ni samtang res.
Even to drink a cup of a tea, this meditation is also very important to get the real taste of the cup of tea. Right now, at this present moment, at the present state, we are not really enjoying or not really, the realizing of getting the taste of even a cup of tea when we drink it, because our mind is always being engaged into something else and distracted there. So to drink just a cup of tea, or to have our mind at the present moment, also this calm abiding meditation is very important. And to have our mind relax and to have a very healthy body and mind, this calm abiding meditation is also very important. And in the long run, to achieve the complete enlightenment, just like we need our 2 feet to walk, in the same way, to reach the complete enlightenment, the 2 feet are like the calm abiding meditation and special insight. So this calm abiding meditation is like one of the 2 feet.
근데 그 배야데 돈에데 고 리티아데 티레스 근데 타마테나 희닝의 장미 가설래 가서게 안에 바르치다보다 케다보다 희닝을 가르가르 요구야면다 대조의 눈이 가설래 아니 냠보데 간에가르 땡거야 바데 근데 로브트 징아서 히야데레스 양샤 힙산의 손님이 아주 희초레스.
And then we went into the actual meditation, calm abiding. And when we do this, what are the flaws? And here we went through the 5 flaws. And when we come across those 5 flaws or the 5 obstacles, then we have to apply antidotes. So we talked about 8 remedies. And these we will talk again in more detail in the coming sessions.
Okay, that didn't de la 참자고 선에 저하다 보이나 진스타마.
So with this, we'll stop here for today. And if you have any questions, you may ask it.
If anybody has any questions, they can please turn their camera on.
So
no questions?
Khenpo, I have a question, if I may.
Yeah.
Can you please explain again the 5th obstacle? What was it again, please?
지칼로 샘 따다 대연에 단도 지기 니부 땡지 라운드 거드 경아바도 거드 송로ches.
신에데 검디 가슬레 나서게 아니 세미바라 제기도 니비기 토니 데라 아니 아 지와다 거바니다 자와게 세미바라 제기도 아니 네바지 인거 그레스 대 인거 디가슬라 아니 참레라 나서 지와다 용네 세마 팀도야다 아니 거바 용네 세마도 토로야 근데 용디 가슬라 게 nyambo tenche ne semyon shatsu tata gela yago res ta sen tata gela chu le chana ya dadu ani nyambo de tenche ne ko chiwa da ne ya hoya ke che to la ani ko chiwa ya hoya la ani semya zen te ne che go re ani gopa de chu ko ya la no sem de mi ba la chu chi ne che go re dadu te che rana ne mi yen chen chang do res na chiwa ya hoya ke chen do sen zen te che rana gopa condition do re 야 거바데 축구네 샘논 팁체라나 온 지와가 노 마hlung도 버데 고 찬용바다 버지조 찬용바 레사디 다랑 가고 마도 원산 매장 제체라나 아니 원산 전 차로 버데 게데스 게데스
Calm abiding meditation is when you are focusing one-pointedly on an object free from dullness and agitation. But sometimes, this dullness and agitation comes through. And at that time, we have to apply our meditation, apply our antidote to get rid of this dullness. And then, you have to make our mind, away from this dullness and then put it in the right place. And while we have our mind is being agitated, then we have to know that it's being agitated and bring our mind back to the state of the at that main state equilibrium, kind of the focusing state. But even after our mind is at that right state, like first we have this mental example, we have this mental dullness. So we have to get rid of this dullness and then put it into place. Even after at its right place, even then we are applying this antidote, then it won't be at the state, but it will go away to the agitation stage. In the same way, when our mind is agitated, our mind is being distracted somewhere, we have to bring back our mind to the focus. And even after there at the focus, and still if we apply the antidote, then it will go down to the dullness. So that's what it means, when it's not needed to apply any antidote, if we apply it, then it will go into either agitation or into the dullness.
Thank you so much, Khenpo. And there seems to be a questions here. Can the person who asked the question please turn on the camera? If they want. So the question here, Khenpo, is what is the difference of resting in no thought and resting in emptiness?
Sem tongni la nyambar shabada chia meba ro ta sem kalor da chia meba jora tempa chia ke samlo meba jikal sha keba kariras
tongni la nyamba yasa de chia meba la sono tonga chi maresra ni chia meba sono tonga de 아니 돈이 기냐네라고 자유야 말했어요. 그 제메바레 선대 다라 아니 그 남토게 차대 거랬어. 돈이 려냐바 야세도 가서 남토다 자와 돈. 이렇게 되셔버렸어. 대치대 가서 돈이 세야 돼. 제메바도 이제 상도야 메레스 고 거기 유코론 하나야 나왔다도 메바치 돈에 상도야 되라. 아니 돈이 그 상도다 그랬어.
The no thought of nothingness and the emptiness, these two are two different things. No thought, even though we say there is no thought, is still part of the conceptual thought. It's still kind of our conceptual mind there. While the emptiness, if you really meditating on emptiness, then you should be free from any kind of conceptual thoughts. So these two are kind of totally different kind of thing.
Thank you, Khenpo. And there's
Okay.
also another question. Is it karma abiding or vipassana to meditate on the four thoughts that turn the mind to Dharma?
로또 넘버 시 고메안디 시내 공수를 학동 공수이나스.
Tati shinik kons da lantong ka kons sena tati lantong ki chos na bujire ina ya lantong ma ki chago ma des right lantong ki chos di bana bu chago te che gom chago des te che de lantong ki chos to bana te go des.
The meditation of the four thoughts is part of the analytical meditation. So we should consider that as part of the vipassana, special insight meditation, although it's not the main special insight of the vipassana meditation.
Okay. Thank you. 20 is money.
That's all answer. So no questions, and the time is up, so we will end our session here.
Sonam de danje ze ba ni tone ni be dana panje shin shega nan je walon tu ba yi si bin zo len do yen ga zo de yen do wa ki ta do dam be je ta men ga shi dong yen dan ni zo ban ta je ni Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you everyone for joining, and we'll see you again tomorrow at the same time.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.